Dear students, let's have a recap. In the previous lecture, we were talking about measuring instruments and we discussed the following three measuring instruments: vernier calipers, screw gauge, and measuring cylinder. I want to make some corrections relating to the previous lecture. The point is to be noted that here the least count of the vernier calipers is 0.01 centimeter. In the previous discussion, I didn't pronounce it correctly due to slip of tongue. Excuse me for that. One thing more, why is it the name for this instrument so? Because a French scientist, Vernier, had invented it in the 17th century. So after the name of that inventor, this instrument is named as Vernier calipers. This is micrometer screw gauge. It was also invented in the 17th century as an enhancement of the vernier calipers. Again, dear students, the point is to be noted that in the previous discussion, when we were taking reading with the help of screw gauge, I didn't name this scale correctly. Actually, it is circular scale. So sorry for that. This is measuring cylinder for measuring volume. Again, kindly note a small correction here. While discussing this shown measuring cylinder, I made a little error due to slip of tongue. It is actually, here you note that there are 10 divisions between 20 and 30. It means that each division is of 1 milliliter. So the corrected volume of this liquid, which is put in a measuring cylinder, if you keep note the level meniscus or surface of this liquid, it is 21, this one 22, 23, 24. So the volume of this liquid is 24 ml. Again, kindly note it. Now, dear students, come to today's discussion. We will be going to discuss zero error and zero correction in measuring instruments. And we will be talking about vernier calipers and screw gauge. Let's start with the vernier calipers. Here is the vernier calipers, and as you already know, there are two scales of vernier calipers: main scale and vernier scale. Here you are observing that when these two jaws are closed, you see that the zero of the vernier is just in line or coinciding with the zero of the main scale. If it is so, as you see, the zero, both zeros are in line, so there is no zero error. So the question arises, when does the zero error comes there? Here we see that both zeros are lines up, so there is no zero error. If it happens that the zero of the vernier is either towards the right side of the zero of the main scale, or if it is towards the left side of the zero of the main scale, then there's a zero error and we have to make correction, that is called zero correction. Now let's make the concept of zero error and zero correction more visible and illustrative. Here you note that to find the zero error, close the jaws of vernier calipers gently. If zero line of the vernier scale coincides with the zero of the main scale, then the zero error is zero, as you see in figure A. Here you observe that both zeros are lines up, mean zero of the vernier here, this zero is coinciding with the zero of the main scale, so there is no zero error. This point, zero error will exist if zero line of the vernier scale is not coinciding with the zero of the main scale, as you see in figure B and in figure C. In figure B, you are noticing that the zero of the vernier is on the right hand side of the zero of the main scale. That's why it has zero error. Similarly, in figure C, you are noticing that zero of the vernier scale is slightly on the left hand side of the zero of the main scale. That's why as two zeros are not coinciding, rather zero of the vernier is a little bit towards the left of the main scale zero. That's why there is a zero error. It means that there are two kinds of zero error. Zero error will be positive if zero line of the vernier scale is on the right side of the zero of the main scale. As you see in figure B here, you observe that zero of the vernier scale is on the right hand side of the zero of the main scale here. That's why it is called positive zero error. And it will be negative if the zero line of the vernier scale is on the left side of the zero of the main scale. As you observe in this C figure, zero of the vernier is slightly towards the left side of the zero of the main scale. That's why there is a zero error. And what kind of zero error is this? Negative zero error. So again repeating, this A figure is having zero error, means there is no zero error. This B figure is having positive zero error because zero of the vernier is towards the right of the zero of the main scale. And this C figure is having negative zero error because the zero of the vernier scale is towards the left side of the zero of the main scale. Positive zero error. In this figure B, here you observe that zero error is 0.07 centimeter, as the seventh line of the vernier scale is coinciding with the one of the main scale division. Here you are noticing that this seventh division of the vernier is coinciding with any division of the main scale. So there is a zero error. As you see there, this is the positive zero error. So how to calculate this, that there is a 0.07 centimeter error? As the seventh line is coinciding with the main scale, so you multiply this 7 by the least count of the vernier scale. And what was the least count of the vernier calipers? 0.01 centimeter, and the result is 0.07 centimeter. So we write it here as positive symbol. So there is a 0.07 centimeter positive zero error is involved in this situation. So as it is a positive zero error, so we have to make the reading correct by taking this zero error, by incorporating this zero error in the final result. Now come to the negative zero error. In this C figure, you observe that as the zero of the vernier is towards the left of the zero of the main scale, that's why it is having zero error. And what kind of zero error it gets? Negative zero error. Now how to find that how much is the zero error? Here you find that this 8th division of the vernier is coinciding with the any division on the main scale. It means that 0.8 millimeter lines up with the upper scale because the jaws are out by 0.2 millimeter. Therefore, 0.2 millimeter needs to be added to any reading taken by this instrument. Alternatively, you can say that as this age division is coinciding, so we are having 10 divisions on vernier scale, and which division is coinciding? 8th one. So 10 minus 8 equal 2. So multiply this difference by least count of the vernier caliper, that is 0.01, and finally we see that if you multiply it, you would be having 0.02 centimeter. So this is how to get the negative zero error. It is a little bit different as we found out in case of positive zero error. Again repeating, positive zero error is calculated just observing. Here you see that there's a 8 line coinciding, here you see that this 7th line is coinciding with this division of the main scale. So for getting positive zero error, you simply multiply this coinciding division with the least count of the vernier calipers, and we get 0.07 centimeter. So it's a straightforward. Now come to the negative zero error. For finding the negative zero error, you observe that here 8th division is coinciding with this division of the main scale. So first we have to subtract this 8th division from the total division of the vernier scale, that is 10. So we get 2, and then you multiply this 2 with the least count of the vernier calipers, and finally we get 0.02 centimeter. So dear students, so this is the positive zero error. We can add this sign here. This is positive zero error. It means that in final calculation you have to subtract this value from the whatever the observed value, and this is the negative zero error. You add minus sign here, and in the final reading you would be adding this much value for finding the corrected value or measurement from the vernier calipers. Dear students, let's take a concrete example. We had already measured this diameter of this cylinder in the previous lecture. Now again I am repeating and adding zero errors accordingly. So let's first find the diameter of this solid cylinder with the help of this vernier caliper. Here you note that the zero of the vernier scale is here, mean between 2.2 and 2.3 centimeter. So main scale reading is 2.2 centimeter, and now we require a vernier scale reading. Vernier scale reading is obtained by observing here this 4th division is coinciding with the division of this main scale. So how to get vernier scale reading? Vernier scale reading equals, just multiply this coinciding division with the least count of the vernier calipers, 0.01 centimeter. And what is the product? 0.04 centimeter. And now the diameter of the solid cylinder equals, as we already talked about in the previous lecture, just adding main scale reading and vernier scale reading. If you add both main scale reading and vernier scale reading, you come to be 2.24 centimeter. Now, as this is the calculated value for the diameter, now we are to include zero errors. In this situation, we got zero error as zero error equal 0.07 centimeter. As this is a positive zero error, so the corrected diameter of the solid cylinder is, you just subtract this 0.07 from the measured value. So what is the result? If you subtract 0.07 from 2.24, the actual diameter of the solid cylinder comes to be 2.17 centimeter. Here, dear students, you observe that as this contains zero error, means positive zero error of 0.07 centimeter, so from the measured value 2.24 centimeter, you have to subtract 0.07. So the corrected diameter of the solid cylinder is actually 2.17 centimeter. Now let's incorporate negative zero error as you see in figure C. So here zero error, we just calculated zero error is 0.02 and it's a negative zero error. So the final corrected diameter of the solid cylinder, corrected diameter is obtained by just adding 0.02 with the observed value. So 0.0. So the final result would be 2.26 centimeter. So now we talked about incorporating negative zero error in the observed value. Observed value was 2.24 centimeter, and as it gets a negative zero error of 0.02 centimeter, so we have to add this zero error with the observed value, and the actual diameter, corrected diameter of the solid cylinder is 2.26 centimeter. Now it's a turn for screw gauge. As you already talked about regarding screw gauge, it is also called micrometer screw gauge. And similar to vernier calipers is having two scales, sliding or movable vernier scale and fixed main scale. Similarly, this screw gauge is also having fixed main scale having divisions of millimeter, and this circular scale having 100 divisions on it. In circular scale is having 100 divisions. Zero error and zero correction in screw gauge. The first situation is here. To find the zero error, close the gap between the spindle and the stud of the screw gauge by rotating the ratchet in the clockwise direction. If 0 of the circular scale coincides with the index line, then the zero error will be 0. As you see here, this 0 of the circular scale is just coinciding or lines up with this 0 of the index line. So there is no 0 error. Now this situation is 0 error will be positive if 0 of the circular scale is behind the index line. In this case, multiply the number of divisions of the circular scale that has not crossed the index line with the least count of the screw gauge to find the 0 error as shown in figure B. Here you note that the 0 of the circular scale is behind this index line. You observe the 0 is not yet reached the 0 of the index line. That's why there is an error. And which type of error is it? Positive 0 error. Now this situation, 0 error will be negative if 0 of the circular scale has crossed the index line. In this case, multiply the number of divisions of the circular scale that has crossed the index line with the least count of the screw gauge to find the negative 0 error. As you observe here, this is the circular scale, and you note that this 0 of the circular scale has crossed this index line. That's why it has an error. And which type of error it gets? Negative 0 error. Let's make the concept of positive and negative 0 error more visible and more clear. Here in this B figure, the 0 error is positive as the circular scale has not reached 0 of the main scale. Here the 0 error is positive 0.18 millimeter as 18th division on the circular scale is before the index line. Here you observe that this is the index line, and you note that this scale is exactly in line with the index line. This is the 18th scale, 18th division of the circular scale. So the error is positive, and how to calculate it? You multiply this inline division or coinciding division with the least count of screw gauge. And what was the least count of screw gauge? 0.01 millimeter. And what is the result? 0.18 millimeter. And we may write positive sign here. So it's a positive 0 error. Now come to the negative 0 error. As you see in figure C, 0 error is negative if 0 of the circular scale has passed 0 of the main scale. Here 0 error is minus 0.05 millimeter as 5 divisions of the circular scale has crossed the index line. Here you observe that this is the index line, and you see that 0 of the circular scale is here. So how many divisions are crossed the index line? 5 divisions. So you multiply these 5 with the least count of the circular or screw gauge. And what is the least count of the screw gauge? 0.01 millimeter. And the result is 0.05 millimeter. And we may put negative sign here. So it's a negative sign, means it's a negative error. Again repeating, in this figure B, there's a positive 0 error, and we just calculated it as 0 error equal 0.18 millimeter, and we may put positive sign. And for this figure, we have calculated negative zero error as zero error equal minus 0.05 millimeter. We call it positive zero error because in the final reading we have to subtract this value from the calculated or observed value, and we call it negative zero error, and we have to add this value in the final reading of the observed value of the whatever is measured through screw gauge. Now dear students, let's take the same example as we talked about in the previous lecture. This is the solid wire and we have to measure its diameter with the help of screw gauge. This wire is placed between, this is the stud and this is the spindle. And what is the diameter of this wire? Here you observe on the main scale, the circular scale is between 1 and 2 millimeters. So main scale reading is 1 millimeter. Now you see that this 85th division of the circular scale is coinciding with this index line. That's why for getting circular scale reading, we have to multiply this 85 with the least count of the screw gauge. And what was the least count? 0.01 millimeter. And the result is 0.8. So diameter of the wire comes to be, just adding the main scale reading and circular scale reading, the result is 1.85 millimeter. Now integrating the errors. Here in B there is a positive zero error. And what was, we just calculated it, what was the positive zero error? Equal positive 0.18 millimeter. So corrected diameter of the wire, equal, spread this zero error from the observed diameter of the wire. So we get 1.85 minus 0.1. So the result is 1.67 millimeter. So after making correction, the observed diameter of the wire 1.85 comes to be 1.67 millimeter. Now integrating this negative zero error. The negative zero error we just calculated as 0.05 millimeter. Now the corrected diameter of the wire, we just add this value in 1.85. So 1.85 plus 0.05, and the result is 1.90 millimeter. So again repeating, First of all, find the observed measurement by using screw gauge. And if there is a positive zero error, then subtract this zero error from the observed value with the help of screw gauge. And if there is a negative zero error, then add this zero error in the observed value of the whatever the object is to be measured with the help of screw gauge. So dear students, let's revising what we did in today's discussion. We talked about zero errors and zero corrections in two measuring instruments, vernier calipers and screw gauge. In both cases, we took the same examples from the previous lecture, and we have seen that the zero errors, whether the zero errors are positive or negative, or integrated or incorporated in the measured value accordingly. So hopefully students, you get the idea of zero error and zero correction in measuring instruments. Okay, see you next with next discussion in next lecture.